friends. Welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter, Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. This is the first video in what we think will be our small space series. We love smaller games. Sometimes it's because we just don't feel like something heavier and we want to sit down to something a bit less complicated. And sometimes it's because we're fascinated by how some designers and publishers can pack so much into a small box or wallet. So when we say small games in this instance, we're talking about small box games, and that doesn't rule out some heavier, more thinky games as well. For this month, we chose 4 games, 3 that were new to us, and 1 that is a new theme on an old favorite. We're not going to rank them, and actually, we got really lucky this month that we've really clicked with all the new games that we tried. I do have a favorite, though. First on this list is Air, Land, and Sea Critters at War. This is a 2-player head-to-head card game battle in its much colorful and cuter version than the original Air, Land, and Sea, which was military themed. We'd always heard really good things about the original, but the theme, it just wasn't.
That's not for us.
No, it's not for us. But slap some cute pigs in uniforms on there and we will give it a try. When I was reading the rules for this one, I couldn't quite grasp what all the fuss was about. You're battling for control of a majority of 2 out of the 3 theaters, air, land, and sea. And the cards are really quite simple, so I wasn't sure where all the strategy was going to come in. Even when I was first holding the cards, I wasn't sure. There are 3 types of cards, 1 to match each of the 3 theaters, and they're numbered 1 to 6. That's really it. Honestly, even this box is probably bigger than it needs to be. The powers on the cards interact with other cards and let you disrupt any plans your opponent has. You need to be outguessing their next move, deciding if your hand is strong enough to stay in, and timing your retreat if necessary.
I never retreat. I may not win very often, but I never retreat.
Sometimes retreat is your best choice because if you retreat quickly enough, you deny your opponent points that they could score if you try to stay in a game that you cannot win.
I should probably try retreating sometimes.
You should.
I don't think I've won yet.
Right. If you want to win, you definitely have to choose your battles. Life lesson. Choose your battles. Even army pig battles. But I'm really glad that we got this version because I think had we have tried the military version, we just wouldn't have given it a fair shot.
We would have kind of bounced off the theme.
Yeah, we would have walked away. But it's really quick. And honestly, like I said, this box is probably even too big. You could just grab these cards, put them in a little bag, and chuck them in a backpack and take them on a plane. This is a really small box game. I taught this to 2 people this month, and it was easy enough to understand. The scoring, you scored up till 12 points, I think, right?
I never got that
You just
high.
keep playing rounds until you score, I believe it's 12 points. It's definitely a very strategic game, and you're always trying to outthink your opponent. And if you know your opponent really well, then you're just trying to read what they're going to do. Did they put a card face down because they plan on flipping that over and just taking all your points away later? Or did they have nothing else to play? You can play any card face down for 2 points in any theater. While you have to play the right cards to the right theater, air to air, land to land, sea to sea, you can play any card face down as a kind of a wild card for 2 points in any theater. Anyway, this is probably the smallest small box game that we played this month, and I'm really happy that we tried it. I'm really happy that they made a Critters version for those of us who really just don't want to play a military game, even though it's still military.
But it's cute military.
So this is Critters at War, and give it a try if you want a nice, tight, head-to-head strategic card game. The next small box game that we have is a retheme of one that we have. We have like 3 versions of already. At least, right? We have Munchkin Love Letter and the fancy Love Letter and Batman Love Letter. This one is Love Letter Princess Ever After, and it is based on a book. And Billy especially wanted to get this one because it's 2 beautiful princesses.
It's gay!
In love. And it's just really nice to see a little diversity in the game. It doesn't necessarily change the gameplay that much. I believe the number 6 card is the only difference. So the cards are just like in any other Love Letter version, numbered 1 to 9. I'll say that the artwork on this is more beautiful than any artwork, I prefer it even to the deluxe edition that we have. It's just beautiful. And the scoring markers are stunning. The colors are good. Everything is good. What I forgot about this game is that it's not the greatest at 2 players.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play it at 2 players, and we used to play Munchkin Loot Letter at 2 players often when we first started gaming. But because a lot of the powers are... look at your opponent's hand, or swap a card with an opponent, or no one can do anything to you on this turn. When you're playing with 2 people, it kind of takes the fun out of that. I already know who I'm going to choose to look at their hand. I already know if I'm going to swap a card who it's going to be with. And it makes those winning conditions either really hard to get to or too easy to get to. So I would recommend this version as absolutely the most beautiful version of Love Letter. And if you've only played this online, don't hate Love Letter just yet.
You're only getting half the experience.
Right? If you can't look at someone's face and see if they're bluffing or try to outguess them or try to read what's in their hand by their very bad poker face, you're just not getting the full experience of this. So give it a try. And you know what? Hey, 2 beautiful princesses.
Yay!
Give this one some love as well. So we really liked this one, but maybe not at 2 players.
Yeah.
The next game on the list is Royal Visit. Thank you, mysterious hand.
My hand wasn't even in it that time.
Oh, just the box.
It was a floating box.
A floating box. We've talked about this a couple times, so I want to go into a little more detail, because if you're looking for a 2-player, very quick card game, this is up on the top of my recommendations. Critters at War, while it was a head-to-head strategic game, still had that kind of military feel. It's cute and it's fun, and I definitely recommend checking it out. You have a fabric board laid out between you, and on each end there is a chateau. And you are trying to move the court, which is a king and the 2 guards, over into your side, and hopefully all the way over into your chateau. You do this by playing the cards in your hand, which are worth certain movement points. There are some rules, though. The king always has to be between the 2 guards. You can't break that rule. Even the cards that break rules can't break that rule.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a king and 2 guards, and there's a wizard and a jester. He's a jester, right?
Yes.
The wizard and the jester have their own special powers that also have to follow the rules. And while Billy thinks that she gets assigned the wizard at the beginning of the game,
you are not allowed to have my wizard.
It is untrue. And whoever has the cards can control any of these pieces on the board.
If you get the wizard, fight tooth and nail to keep him. He is your wizard, and you deserve it.
So if you can play the right wizard cards, you can just summon the king to wherever the wizard is, as long as the king stays between the 2 guards. You get points when the whole court is on your side. You get points when they're in your chateau, and the point tracker moves back and forth during the game. So you don't get to keep your points. So if someone else can summon the king to their side, they're going to pull the point tracker back to their side. There's a small deck of cards that you can potentially go through 2 times, but the game will end immediately if you can get the king into your chateau. Otherwise, you go through the whole deck twice, and whoever has the king on their side will win the game. We play this over and over and over. So finish the game, set it back up, play it again. Finish the game, set it back up, play it again. It is...
And setting it back up's not that hard. You just shuffle and move the little dudes back to the middle.
Right, setup is literally put this mat down and put the 5 pieces on it. That's it. Make a stack of cards. It's very, very, very simple game. The rules are really simple. It's harder to get a good strategy, but it's quick. I feel like we're playing, I told Billy before, I feel like we're playing timed chess, right? Where you make a move and slap the clock, because maybe we're not doing it right. But we play this game that fast, where we're slapping a card down, move the piece, slap the card down, and move another piece. I think it's more fun that way. Maybe some people take some more time to think out their turns. But the way we're playing it, we're having a great time. This is one of the like kind of surprise hits for us this month, and just in general for small box games. I will say that even this, I think, could be in a smaller box. I'm going to tell, I know it's nice that it's the same size as other boxes, like Welcome To and Paris. What else is over there? Curious Cargo. It's that same...
Mandala.
A mandala, right? It's that same small square size box, which is nice for putting on your shelves. But really, if we don't need a bigger box, just don't give me a bigger box. It's pretty simple. Make them smaller. But anyway, this is a nice small box and a definite add to your collection if you want a card game with some push and pull and maybe just a little bit of take that.
Both the guards are girls.
Both the guards are girls. And the colors in this are beautiful. And again, I'm always going to like games that are not made with primary colors. Spectacular game.
And they're practically dressed girls. They don't have boob plate or anything.
On Billy's recommendation, pick this one up because they have appropriately dressed female guards. The last game on our list is no surprise, as I've been talking about it for a month, and that is Land versus Sea. Thank you. This one is just a simple tile laying game. That's all you do. You take a tile and you put it down and you take another tile to refill your hand of what you have two, right? That is it. The rules of this game are really simple. You're matching land to land and sea to sea. That's it. It's as easy as playing Carcassonne. In the same way that if you want to be any good at Carcassonne, you better learn how you score the game. All of the imagery in this is done by the designer, Jean-Paul Jacques, and it's all medieval map imagery. And I went to school for medieval literature, and just seeing all of this in a game, it's just so beautiful and something that I cannot get enough of. All you want to do is create large sections of land or sea, depending on which one you are. I don't ever want to play sea because I can't seem to connect them. But Billy says they're the same, and I just have some kind of problem with the sea.
You have an ocean deficiency.
Something is wrong with my brain that I can't make that work. But you're trying to create these large, hopefully, areas of land or sea. You're trying to connect mountainous regions or coral regions. You're trying to collect the treasures that can be found within those regions. And mostly, you're just trying to score more points than the other person. It really is just that simple. You just want more points for more area. I'm not sure why we love this game as much as we do. I mean, there's some obvious reasons. The art is spectacular. The colors are beautiful. It's a nice small box game, although it really could be much smaller. The scoreboard takes up 2/3 of this box as just kind of a cardboard inset, and it's beautiful. The scoreboard is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. You could have just made a small Ritz cracker sleeve size game, because all it really is a stack of tiles and some markers to place onto the tiles. That is actually the only flaw I have with this game, is that the box might be kind of too big. That's it. That is my only complaint with this game. In much the same way that Carcassonne can be either kind of calming and serene or just mean and threatening.
Wait, it can be calm and serene?
People tell me that, yes. This is the same way. Now, Billy and I obviously play it in a more take-that fashion, but you could just be building out these areas and scoring the points. We are actively trying to deny each other any scoring whatsoever.
I do more work to hurt you than to help myself.
It happens. Like I've mentioned before, this game is going to be in my top 5. No question for the end of the year. And I knew it the first time we played it. Also, as far as price point, this game is not expensive. Now, I don't know what it's going to be in your region, but for the amount of game that you get, not components, because like I said, it's a sleeve full of tiles, this is priced really well. And we picked it up at a local store, not even a game store, just a local store. When we play this, I wind up standing out of my chair, staring down at the table so that I can get a really good look at all of the sections. And sure, some of that's because I can't see anything, but also it's because I am absolutely so engaged in this game and in trying to make the best connection I can and score the most points for the longest trade route or connect the most coral or mountains that I don't even realize that I'm doing it when I'm kind of standing up and just hovering over the board. I can't recommend this game enough. Like I said, the only complaint, and it's so tiny, is the box could be smaller, but I mean, maybe they're going for that uniformed square box size. I don't know. It is beautiful. It is well produced. It is a tight strategic game that it says about 40 minutes. I don't know.
The time really flies when we're playing it, so it's hard to judge. I think it takes less than that.
Yeah, I think it takes less, but also we play it pretty quickly, just kind of moving very quickly through the...
We play games
pieces
very quickly and very meanly, as you may have picked up by now.
It's better to lose and be mean. That is not... No, it's not. But honestly, it can't take that long because every time we finish, we just turn around and put it back on the table and play again. We've been super lucky this month with all of our choices for small box games, that they've been ones that are just really clicking with us, that we really love. If you're looking for a small box game, especially going into the holidays, definitely check out Land vs. Sea. It's pretty easy to get right now. It's not expensive, and the learning curve is it's really low. You can get anybody to play this game. So that's all of our small box games for this month. I hope that you find something that you want to try out. We really enjoy all of them. I mean, we're in a small space, so small box games work extra well for us. We can put more of them on the shelves. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
or if you want to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
Bye. Doop boop boop a doop boop a dee ba doop boop beep boop.
All right, you ready?
Boop, boop. What if they know it's the same day? Because I'm still wearing the same shirt.
Doofus.
Outfox.
Out.
Instead of outthink, you should have said outfox. I know that was like 10 minutes ago, but
This is helpful, isn't it?
outfox.
Outfox.
Because animals.
Good, nice. Good helping now. No? You're not gonna jump in here? What are you doing?
I'll be farted.
Pause for dog farts.
Ah.